So now it's time to see what it's like for the students. So what I have here is I'm going to show you a side-by-side of the student, what they're seeing inside of your Canvas class with Pear Deck. And then on the other side, I'm going to show us what it's going to look like for you as the teacher as we're going through this. So you'll have to pay attention to which screen I'm talking about to understand which view you're looking at this time. To get started, we're going to start in our student view. We're going to start out by going to the module that the Pear Deck is assigned to. In the previous video, I showed you how to make this assignment, and if you want to watch that video is available. As the students click on the assignment, it goes straight into the Pear Deck for you. You don't have to have them sign in, remember a code, or anything like that in any of the previous Pear Deck settings. It automatically comes with you with Canvas. So when they log in, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see how are you feeling today because that is how it's set up. I can click on feeling great. So I'm going to click on the happy face. If they're not feeling happy, they don't have to do that, and they don't have to answer that question if they don't want to. Now, this is a template that has been built by Pear Deck, and I'm using it as an example. As you can see, the Pear Deck slide appears here on the left. On the right side is where they will answer their question. Now notice what happens when I make it smaller. It's still there, but as I bring in my window, it gets smaller and smaller, making it to where eventually that question will disappear. If your students say, I can see the slide, but I can't see the question, if they look down here at the bottom, there's a green button that says Answer Question. When they click on that answer question, that will take them over to the answer question side. Most of the time it's going to be if they're doing a split screen, they're trying to watch the presentation and answer the questions for you, they might get that there's no answer there. In reality, they're supposed to, so they have to click that green bar. They also have the built-in immersive reader, which they can click on and this will read to them. So the students can answer the questions based on the assignment. So now let's go into our teacher side and look and see what it looks like for the teacher. So here is the teacher side. So I have opened this up, I've opened the assignment, and it instantly takes me to my teacher dashboard. Over here, I can see that there is one student, because currently right now I only have one student on this presentation. I can see all of my slides here on the left, and in this middle part here, because I have it on list view, list layout, I can see the individual responses. So as my student takes the response and answers the question, they can then show up in my teacher view. So now you can see that one of my students has said hello. That was one of the students that they've said. You still have the same features of Pear Deck where you can star the answer, you can leave feedback, and you can also hide the response if you don't want them to see that. If you want to show in presentation mode and show responses, you can click the show response and it will just show that there. So the one thing to note about Pear Deck with Canvas is that your teacher dashboard is built in. But let's say you want to just show the projector view of Pear Deck. The way to do that is to click on the three dots here and say Open Projector in New Tab. This will allow you to have this up. So as a teacher, it might benefit you to have a multiple screen set up here or have another device logged into Pear Deck to have your teacher dashboard open and to have this presentation mode open for your students. So let me show you what it looks like for the teacher in the dashboard. So up here at the top, this top one is my teacher dashboard. And so when I click on show responses, now it shows the responses for my student. But this is in projector mode. This one over here is projector. So it is slightly different. And so you have to have the ability to manipulate this. So if you wanted to, you could log into another device, going to app.peardeck.com and signing in, and this session would be available to you so that you have your teacher dashboard somewhere else on a different device, and you can have this one on your Zoom call or project it to your screen and going through that. And when I advance the slide to the next slide, now when I go back into my student view, slide up, and they have the ability to answer that question. So if I want to see that in the teacher mode, I can go and I can see that now I can see that this student is filling his bucket with Pear Deck and draining his bucket with email. As I advance the slide on my presentation, it advances it in Canvas. As we're wrapping up this video on the Pear Deck teacher side and student side, I would like to point out a few more tools that you have available to you in your Pear Deck dashboard that you also have available to you in your Canvas Pear Deck dashboard. If you click on the three little dots here and go make full screen, this will make your teacher dashboard the full screen of your laptop, computer, monitor, whatever you are using. It'll make it full screen. If you want to exit full screen, you use your three dots and go to exit full screen. If you want to turn this on to student self-paced mode, then all you have to do is click on that turn on student paced mode so that as you're working through this presentation, sometimes it might be helpful for students to work on their own during part of the presentation and come back. You can do that toggle right there and turn it on and off. And remember, you can set up student paced mode from the very beginning. Click OK, got it. And when you're ready to turn it back off, you can just hit the Stop Student Pace button and it'll take it back. This is very similar to how it would look on the dashboard for the teacher. And so if you're used to using that one, it should look very similar to you. When you're ready to go and you're finished with this session and you're ready to end, all you have to do is hit the end button. When you want to, you can publish the student takeaways. You can say end and publish. And just like anything else, with Pear Deck, it's going to put it into your drive. You can also view this in your drive by right-clicking and saying open this link, and this will take you into the link for your students. Remember, each student gets their own takeaway so that you can see this is one and then this is another one. And so you can open these up and see them and see the individual responses for your students. Now please note that when you go into SpeedGrader, you won't see anything in SpeedGrader because Pear Deck does not integrate with the SpeedGrader. So all of your student responses will be in that shared folder that they give you at the end when you click End and Send Takeaways there. All right, well, I hope this video has helped you and that you're able to successfully show your students what it could look like or have at least a better understanding of what Pear Deck looks like for the student side and how to use the teacher dashboard built into the Pear Deck inside of Canvas. Remember, if you want to show projection mode, that you have to use the three little dots and say open projector and new tab. And this is how you would show it in a Zoom class or on your board in your classroom. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We are always available to help you in any way that we can. Have a great day.